right, you ready? Like that.
Can I talk already?
Yeah, you can talk, man.
I love your lashes. I didn't realize you had such nice lashes.
You know this is going on the podcast, right?
So what? Yo, everybody, he has nice lashes. Because I haven't seen you I haven't sat next to you. No.
All right.
Here we go. Let's get serious.
Okay. Yes. This is the end. The first episode. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to introduce myself because a lot of people know me as DJ Silk. Some people know me by my government, Brandon. And then there's B, there's Silky, so whatever. So as long as you call me by a name with love and respect, I'll acknowledge it. But I guess for the time being, we'll do DJ Silk, right?
I like it.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome to the end. My podcast, first episode. So we're going to be working out the kinks and all this stuff. And right by my side is Dionely Reyes.
Not anymore.
Oh, yes.
It's Dionely Reyes.
Oh, there we go. See, there we go.
Thank you. Or just Dionely. You know what? I was thinking about taking the whole last name off. I'll just be Dionely, like Shakira, like Beyonce, like Selena.
You could do that.
You know what? Every time I mention how much I love Selena and people say, "Oh, Selena Gomez," I know that I should not talk to you anymore. What you mean? Selena Quintanilla. Anyway.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Dionely is a guest interview and guest host for today. So excited to have her. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Dionely is the contributing author of Delayed But Not Denied 3. Yeah, up there. One of the cameras.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, one of these.
Real people sharing stories about healing and growth.
There you go. And she is also co-host of Raised Latino Talk 106.5 Philly. The Found in Translation. Did I get that right?
You did.
Okay. And she is also host on La Churcha Radio TV show on Facebook.
La Churcha Radio TV show. Yeah. That one is in Spanish.
They're all full Spanish?
Yes. And like Dominican slang, Spanish. It's real fun. The Raised Latino Talk show on 106.5 FM is more about politics and things like that.
Okay. And so which is your favorite show?
I like both of them because there's like two sides of me.
Okay.
There's like the more serious side.
Okay.
The like 9 to 5 side in English.
Okay.
And then there's La Chelcha, it's like my Latina Dominican when I'm chilling with my friends.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, so they
it's
just
called balance.
No, you're right. So is that show, can you find that like on Clear Channel, like on the iHeartRadio app or anything like that online for those who aren't in the Philly market?
He does have a podcast, Raised Latino Talk.
Okay. So
you could find it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay. All right. So the point of this podcast is we want to have fun. I want you to have fun, be entertained, as well as learn a little something. So that was the point of me putting this show together. So hopefully I'll fulfill all those things. I want to make you better, have fun, all that good stuff. So it's not going to be all serious. It's not going to be all crazy. It's just going to be a little bit of everything. It's called variety.
And balance.
Balance. Absolutely.
I was going to go like this, but I didn't want to hit the mic, so I just went like this.
I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. So let's talk about the book.
The book. I love this book. It was so hard to write because I had to relive everything that I went through and I survived.
Yes.
It was like, it was therapeutic, but it got to one point where I'm not ready. If you have another series coming out, I could be part of that one. They're like, no, this is the last book of the series. Like, you're going to do it. I'm like, all right.
Oh, man. Damn.
So it's kind of like Chicken Soup for the Soul, where like each author writes a chapter. So I wrote one chapter. Mine is called Surviving Gaslighting, Living Your Truth.
Okay.
And when I started writing, I didn't even know what I was going to write about. I just knew I wanted to be like a part of something that could help other people. And then it just came to me like, yeah, it should be about gaslighting. Like, because gaslighting can happen in a romantic relationship, like in family, at the workplace, even over society. So
Right.
it all just came to me. And also, I didn't want to make it about the people who were gaslighting me. It's more about how you went through it and came out of it.
Absolutely. Okay, so for those who are unaware of what gaslighting is, would you like to?
I didn't even know what gaslighting was, and I was living through it.
Right. Who put you on to that though?
Somebody told me before. Syria told me. She's like, they're gas. I'm like, what are you talking about, gaslighting? It sounded weird. But then you told me, yeah, they're gaslighting you. And I'm like, gaslighting? And then you broke it down, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they are. So as soon as you find out and realize that's what's happening, you gain your power back.
All right.
So this is what gaslighting is. And I'm going to give like the Wikipedia definition of it. So gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or in members of a targeted group, making them question their own memory, perception, and sanity. Using persistent denial, misdirection, contradiction, and lying, gaslighting involves attempts to destabilize the victim and delegitimize the victim's beliefs. So you're like, when you're in it, you're in a twilight zone. You feel completely lost. And my family, they just told me like, yo, you're not yourself anymore. Like I was afraid to smile. Because if I smiled if I looked too happy, I knew that later on they would try to mess with me later on. Like, oh, like just say something just in my ear to disrespect me and like bring me down from that being, which like, oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. I was walking on eggshells constantly. And that when you do that for so long, that kind of becomes your personality almost. Like you're just like always like tense and scared, and it affects your health. It affects you physically. So that was starting to happen. And my family's like, yo, you're not the same anymore. You okay? Like, you know, we got your back. But then at that point, when my family told me that, I'm like, do y'all? Because by that point, they had convinced me. It happened slowly. It's not like no. Throughout time, they would like plant seeds of doubt, like comment here, comment there, and they really try to make me believe that my family didn't love me, that my family didn't trust me, that I couldn't count on my family. All I could count on was them.
That's deep.
And people do that also in cults. So the way that they run their circle of friends and family, gaslighters, is like they're cult leaders almost. Like this happens, people.
No, it does.
And you saw it. You saw it happen.
Yeah. So, you know, she and I have been, we've known each other for a very long time. And so we kind of connected before she got into the situation. And, you know, it was like we were texting and talking, and then she was gone. And then like not stop responding to text, and you know, it was just regular stuff.
It's just to everybody though. I completely just cut off from everybody.
Social media profile gone, just everything. She just disappeared and didn't reappear for a number of years later. And then it's like I found you, and you were at, when I knew you before, you were confident, you were a go-getter, you had realtor, you was killing it. You was killing it. And you were just a shell of the woman that you were before.
I was. And
which is unfortunate. And oddly enough, I know there are people that are listening to this right now that are like, damn, that's me, you know, or they know someone who is going through that, and it's a shame, you know. So, but you know, we got it right. We got it right. You just
And you know what? The relief didn't come when I left. The relief came when I decided to leave. When I made the firm decision, I need to get. I'm leaving.
Right.
As soon as you make the decision, you have like a paradigm shift. Like you went from just looking at how I'm stuck. I can't leave because of this. I can't leave because of that. Once you make a decision to leave, to do something, you find a way. You're like, oh, but there's maybe the door's locked and you've been staring at the locked door for so long, but there's like a window that's wide open.
Absolutely.
And you could leave through there. So everything just lined up after that, and I'm so grateful. And it's like you have to just take a leap of faith. I mean, if you have children, if you're listening, you have children, you have to there's a few steps you got to take. You might have to contact an attorney. Don't tell them that you're doing that. You have to, don't tell them when you're leaving. Don't tell them I'm planning on leaving you. You have to just get your ducks in a row and then leave.
Absolutely. And I mean, so with the paradigm shift, and I think a lot of people just it's not even with being in unhealthy relationships in life in general. It is shifting how you look at the world, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of looking at what you can't do, you start focusing on what you can do, mm-hmm. because by doing that, now you're like seeing solutions. Because if you focus on what you can't do, all you're going to see are roadblocks, and it's just going to mm-hmm. be demoralizing. But hey, it's like, hey, I can do this. I may not be able to do these other 5 things, but this one thing I can do, and it's a stepped process.
You give more power to whatever you focus on. Like when
Absolutely.
I was in and I felt stuck, I just kept focusing on them and maybe how I could change their mind. Like they know what they're doing. Abusers know they're abusing you.
Absolutely.
And then if sometimes you want to stay, like I can help them out. They just have temper issues because of something happened in their childhood. They're grown-ups. You're not a psychologist. You're not a psychiatrist. Like psychologists and psychiatrists, they go through school for many years. They get paid a lot of money. You're not there to rescue them, especially somebody that doesn't see what they're doing wrong, or they don't care, or they know they're doing something wrong. They're just trying to justify it or whatever. Like you can't be there. Once you leave, then it's up to them to find a solution. And after I left, they went through to therapy.
Good.
But that's them.
That's them. I mean, it's.
I feel like if I would have stayed, I would have been enabling it too.
No, you absolutely are enabling it by staying, and that's the thing with like the whole. If you haven't quite grasped the idea of gaslighting, it's, I mean, essentially someone making you feel like you're the one doing everything wrong. You know, this person could come in and punch you in the face, and they'll be like, well, it's your fault that I had to punch you in the face because that didn't happen. I didn't really punch you. I just pushed you. Right. You're making it out to be nothing. Like that was nothing. So, hurt people. Mm-hmm. You know,
and heal people.
Absolutely.
So once you decide to heal yourself, then you can heal others.
So you went from self-sufficient, independent to pretty much dependent.
And that's another thing. You got to always have your financial independence.
Right.
And emotion, like you got to have your autonomy develop. Like you who you are and what you are and what you want to do shouldn't depend on someone else and like their approval.
Right. Absolutely.
And what they want you to do.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's important. And I mean, I think in any healthy relationship, yes, there is a portion of you that you surrender, right? Mm-hmm. And they surrender and you come together, right? And it's about making, you're coming together because you're sharing your air with someone, but you still have to have some of you that is independent. You still have to have that part of you that you're not. No, it's just independent. I don't have to even over-explain that. You gotta, maybe having a little bit of your own money, your own account, your friends, and I think that's a big thing.
You gotta have your own friends. Spend your time separate and like spend time alone with your friends and your family.
Balance.
If you are with someone that when you go, first of all, you got to ask for permission to visit your family. That's a big red flag. Right. If they got to go with you when you visit your family, that's a big red flag. If when you leave, like let's say you're in the living room, you go to the kitchen and they follow you, that's crazy.
That is,
and then they try to say like, oh no, I'm just being protective.
Right.
Because you know how you told me you had an argument with your sister before. I don't know. I don't want them to do that to you again. It's things like that. Like that's how they shape it. They're not like. They always find a way to justify what they're doing.
Absolutely. And I mean, a lot of folks will take that behavior and mask it as being caring and chivalrous. Like, I'm protecting you. And
yes,
that's not.
They're isolating you.
They're isolating, yes.
Something that helped me a lot, too. One day I felt like I write about that in the book. I just felt like I was going to go crazy. Like, I was just like, because everything was just so off completely. Like, what I was living and what they would say was completely opposite.
Right.
And then it's exhausting when you try to explain it. Like, no, that's not what I'm telling you. This is what happened. They're like, no. And then they say the exact opposite. And it's like, no, it's exhausting. And that's the thing. They want to get you just tired to where you surrender and do what they want. It's all about control. They're narcissistic people. And narcissistic people are just vampires of energy, basically.
Yes, they are.
Like, people, do your own research. I know maybe if this is the first time you listen to this concept, it's like, what is she talking about? Do your own research about gaslighting and narcissistic abuse.